Dude, I can't relate to your comments about Amazon shipping being too slow. I don't know if it's like if we've just got easier distribution in Vancouver, but if anything, the older I get, the more I'm like it's arriving too fast. I didn't need it that fast. The human cost of bringing this to my house is too high. I make it slower on purpose because I feel bad. Well, I'm like really, really working very hard to not buy stuff on Amazon, which is actually insanely easy because my wife buys almost everything we need on Amazon. So for me to not use Amazon is super easy. That being said, when they go, hey, because you're a Prime user, you can get this at 6 a.m. tomorrow, or you could get it like 4 p.m. the day after, you're not going to get me to click the day after. You're not going to get me to click the button that's like, bring it 36 hours later. Maybe I should, but it's like if they're offering a free upgrade to onion rings, how could you not take the onion rings, man? I just bought the Post Malone Oreos on Amazon. I think that's kind of degenerate, but like, I mean, that's sort of what it's there for. Why do you want the items so fast though? Well, because I'm buying it because I want it. And if I want it, I would rather have it, as close to now as possible than further away from now. But honestly, if they were like, hey, it's going to be there in 3 days, I wouldn't even bat an eye. I would be like, that's fine. I've gone this long without, maltodextrin. I am a store user though. I much prefer shopping in a store to buying online. And I'm not saying everybody's going to come to this take eventually, but there's tangibles and there's intangible benefits. What are the tangible benefits? Not having your recycling full of cardboard boxes is like really nice. The store breaking down the cardboard and recycling it for you, it's a huge benefit, man. That cardboard adds up, especially when they send you the huge fucking box and then it's got like the paper inside of it that you have to fold up. That's a buff. You're supporting, a local business, probably, depending on where you go. Either even if you're going to like a Quiznos or something, at least you're supporting like your Quiznos. Yeah, a lot of that money is probably like being siphoned out of your community, but at least like you're contributing to the viability of a sandwich store in your neighborhood. I wouldn't mind if my neighborhood had a Quiznos, man. I wouldn't be upset if there was a Quiznos here. What happened to Quiznos? I think once Subway added the ovens, it was just over for them. Like their only moat was having the ability to toast the subs. And then as soon as Subway put the toaster in every single store, it was just like they couldn't compete anymore. I said this before, but we were in North Vancouver, which is a different city, which I know doesn't really make sense. And I saw the first Quiznos I had seen in probably like 5 or 6 years. It blew me away that the sign just was a white sign with black text that said Quiznos in like Times New Roman. Like it had no branding or anything. Used to be like the evergreen color that was like a little bit red on the font as well. This one was literally just like they printed their sign out in like a Word document. And now Subway is like dead too. I feel like every Subway is staffed by like one 19-year-old. And I'm like, even though there's no customers, that still seems like a busy day, man, because you got to make all the fucking bread, right? Isn't that one 19-year-old making like 400 baguettes a day? That seems like a lot of work, man. They got to make they bake the bread at the Subway, man. What do you mean no chance? No shot? Okay, listen, I'm not saying Subway's good because that would be a lie, but they make the bread at the Subway. They super don't. They fucking super do, man. They super do. What do you think the oven is for, man? They're not roasting the chicken or anything. They're not doing that shit. They're not clubbing the beef or whatever a club sandwich is made of, but they're definitely baking the bread. Because I've seen on r/Subway, like the top post every month is like, hey, look at what the person who closed last night did. And they always leave the dough in the proofer overnight. So when the person who opens goes to the kitchen in the morning, like there's dough overflowing onto the tile floor. I've been going to Kitchen Confidential so often that I'm starting to feel like I've worked in a kitchen. Like I'm getting mad at motherfuckers that are probably doing what I would do if I worked in a kitchen. Those posts that are like, check out what the prep guy left me. And then it's like the tomato bin has like one sliced tomato. And then the comments are always like, I just got a ticket that wanted 75 tomato burgers. What the hell are they doing? I'm like, this bozo needs to be fired, man. Oh, don't even get me started on those shitty scallions, man. I think you'd be a server who gets great tips that everyone hates to close with. I don't think so. It's weird. I think I've beaten the neuroatypical allegations, but this is a neuroatypical statement. I think I get along with people really well, but I also think like 15 to 20% of people I encounter aren't fucking with me at all. I think they just, from the jump, are like, I don't like this person, which doesn't really bother me. But the other 80%, I'm like, I feel like we're chill. I don't think it's baldness. I think it's like, only base maxers like myself will get it. If you sound like me, there's like people, I'm not saying it's intimidating. It's just like, it's hard to emote. People don't trust your emotions when you have this flat kind of like deep voice. Even when I was a teenager, you know, my mom would be like, what's wrong? And I'd be like, I just had the greatest day of my life. And she'd be like, well, you don't sound like it. And I'm like, well, now my day sucks ass because I guess I got to act. I got to mask up, man. I do need a voice training arc. Maybe I already did it. True, peeps don't know if I'm happy or sad. Crazy thing to me is sometimes like I'll be acquaintances with people and then like we'll become closer friends and they'll admit they were like, yeah, I thought you like didn't like me for a while. I thought you were like kind of intimidating. And I'm like, me? I'm putting my fingers on my cheek dimples and twisting my hand. Me? I'm mostly like everybody, man, except Nick Merckx _official. Keeps telling me to use minoxidil and finasteride. Buddy, it's too late for that. I think I'm like N.W.A or something. I don't even know the stages, but I'm pretty sure it's too late. Let me take a peek here. N.W.A hair. Dude, does it go further than 5? I think I'm past the 5. Is there NW6? I mean, don't get me wrong. I typed NW5 hair into Google image search, and these motherfuckers are bald. But I think I'm past that. And okay, dude, I don't know. I think I might be past NW6 too. Let me take a peep at NW7 here. Well, okay, these motherfuckers may be balder than me. I don't know, man. I don't want to be mad at my own, but NW7 is like, I'm not even that bald, and I've been bald for like 17 years. Like, I have no hair, but these people are bald, which is fine. They all the before pictures look like Glenn Howerton in Blackberry. Yeah, I'd say I'm about a 6.5. Probably about a 6.5. Yeah, George Costanza did have Riz. There's no doubt about it. And his fits are out of control. George Costanza fits. Dude, he's got dude, you see this one? The fucking, like, mint green pants, yellow windbreaker, pink polo tucked in with the brown belt. Hang on. The dude is dripped out of his mind. Damn, horrendous. What are you talking about? He's fired, dude. It's like, okay, maybe it's a little 2017. It's a little like proto Teddy Fresh or whatever, but this shit is fire, man. Look at that. I don't care who you are. He's fucking dripped out, man. Probably changed the hat a little bit circa 2025, but he looks like he's about to commit a crime. That's because of the look, man. That's because of the surreptitious look in his eyes. That's not because of the fit. Oh my God, I got one of my own tweets when I searched it. And I agree 100%, man. This is a tweet I said myself. George's drip in Seinfeld is actually kind of insane. And I sent this picture alongside it. I mean, if you're not fucking with that fit, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's a classic right there. That fit isn't good. Literally, probably not you, but literally like 1 in 5 guys that I see in Vancouver looks like that. No way. It's true, man. That's how, well, they usually have the pants like tucked into the socks now, or they have like the really, really high hem that shows off the ankle a little bit, but otherwise. You guys buying those 5-inch inseam Patagonia shorts? I guess I should start doing the fucking those or whatever if that's what we're gonna do today. My cock will flop out. Buddy, listen, buddy. Buddy, listen. 5 inches flaccid? Come on. I don't see it. You wish. Oh, you did not. In your dreams. I'm being serious? No, what do you mean 5 inches flaccid, man? Come on. No, I did not say we need proof. I just don't want to believe it. 5 inches flaccid, 3 inches hard. I know we've said this before. I consider myself kind of like a hero. Because like every time I say something like this, 95% of people go, huh? But then 5% of people go, oh my God, it's not just me. I'm making videos for that 5%, okay? I'm getting into these tangents for that 5%. What the fuck do you mean there's growers and showers? Isn't everybody a grower? I don't get it, man. We used to have conversations, you know, at the frat house. Are you a grower or a shower? I'd be like, I'm a grower. One of the dudes would be like, I'm a shower. In my head, I'm like, prove it, man. I don't buy it. I want to see it soft. I want to see it hard. Mine legit gets smaller. I don't buy it. I'm not going to buy it till I see it. That seems that seems to violate the first law of thermodynamics. How can you get more matter into your phallus and it shrinks in volume? It doesn't make any sense. That's violating a fundamental rule of physics. The volume increases, but the length decreases. Really? Like, I don't know, man. So you're blowing up like a blowfish. Is it like we got Pinocchios and we got blowfish? I'm not sensitive about it. I'm a Pinocchio. I feel like probably like the vast majority of men are Pinocchios, but we got some blowfish too, man. Good kid, Chode City. Grower is a 2 to 6. Buddy, no. Nobody, I've been nude in a lot of locker rooms, okay? There's not a whole lot of dudes that are hanging 6-inch flaccid, okay? 6-inch flaccid is crazy. I'm not saying there's maybe not a couple of motherfuckers in chat that are like, he's talking about me, but I'm just saying that's rare. That's not common. Dude, that's so funny. Like inverting the coming of age trope where like the teenage boy can't stand up in class because he's got a boner. But instead it's like he gets called up to the front of class, but he's like, oh shit, I have to get a boner first. My penis is too big. Jeff, did you hear me? Jeff, it's your turn. Oh, just give me a second. I gotta get hard real quick. I think it's like an innie-outie thing. I think there's got to be like, well, like it's like 92% innies, 8% outies out there right now, right? So I feel like it's the same. It's got to be like 92% growers, 8% showers. Poll it? Well, the problem is I think that people want to be showers. So I think there's an incentive to lie to yourself. So I'm saying I wouldn't trust my data collection, I suppose. It's a classic Reddit bit, right? That like r/tall guy problems is always like, when I go into an old house, I have to crouch when I go through the door. And the short guy problems are like, stop me from ending my life. Please tell me something. Tell me it gets better. And tall guy problems are like, everyone wants me to get things off of a high shelf. So like r/big dick problems is like my penis, the outline of my penis shows up through my pants, and r/small penis problems is like, I don't think that anyone will ever truly love me. That's fucking crazy, dude. It's Vince Vaughn and it's Owen Wilson. It could be Wedding Crashers. It could be Wedding Crashers. And if it's not Wedding Crashers, which it isn't, it's The Internship, because The Intern is the one with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. That is The Internship. I've seen this. It's not good. I also think that this movie is really funny because it comes from, it's basically a big Google ad, but it comes from like an era 1 year before the rose of Google lost its shine. Because I was there in 2009, 2008. This came out maybe like 2013, but it was like back then it was like, well, if I have to trust any company with like all of my personal information, at least it's Google. If you weren't there, you wouldn't know, man. If you weren't alive back then, you wouldn't know, but they'd given us a free good browser. They'd given us a free good email client. They won the search engine wars. We were like, dude, this company's so cool. And then it kind of... Anyway, things changed. I forgot Eric Andre was in this. Yes, man, yes. Yes, it was a star-studded cast. That's Big Head? Who's Big Head? Is that from Silicon Valley? Imagine being the guy from The Internship and Silicon Valley, but being born in like 1907. Imagine his like journal entries. I beseech you, good Lord, please freeze me, wake me up in the era of the technocracy. I'm not cut out to be a wheat farmer. Look at my face. I should be making DoorDash too. What do you mean -2? I don't understand this bit. Well, like, I mean, you wouldn't be the same motherfucker if you were born 100 years ago. But like, can you imagine my ass being a farmer or something like that? I don't know. It wouldn't work. I think like I was born at the right time, man. I like fit in right here. That's James Corden and Vince Vaughn. I can tell you that with authority. Like this is my wheelhouse. That's just a dude. That is, a lot of middle-aged dudes actually do look like this now. Men have changed a lot in the last 20 years. Like 45-year-old dudes now, old face, good haircut. That's very common. I feel like 45-year-old dudes in 2004 looked like 60-year-old dudes now. He looks 60? Well, to be fair, Vince Vaughn is probably like 60. So like 3 days ago, my kid sneezed in my mouth, which is, I'm assuming, why I'm congested now. Even though I've been taking the Vicks early defense, which the jury's still out whether it's at least going to lessen the symptoms, okay? But last night, after I gave her a bath, I was asking her, I was like, Daddy might get the sickness that you had. What can I expect? And she went, I had a runny nose. I had coughing. And then she thought for like 3 seconds, deep in thought, like this. And then she grabbed my shoulder and she went, Daddy, 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 listen, Daddy, and coughing. And I went, okay, I got it. It was very cute. I was like, you may have forgotten that was the last thing you mentioned as well. But she did, she locked in, man. William Teller, Penn and Teller, things with a teller. Tell? Why do they call him why do they call him a bank teller? They should call him a bank listener. You're the teller. Why am I doing all the talking? I don't get it. Jerry, you know what I'm saying? They should call them a bank listener. They call them a bank teller, even though I'm the one doing all the talking. This would, in 1980, you could build a career off of this, man. You just got to find the exact right cadence and the word choice and the punchline and the setup. They should have called them They should have called them bank listeners.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Tell, giveaway, sign, flag. A clue that alerts you to something. Oh, an indication. Okay. Banknote. Banknote. Maybe if I say it in like a funnier voice. Banknote. Banknote. Invoice. I do that every time. Venom. You wave a fan. No, we already screwed this one up. Yeah, well, by getting the answer right. William's fucking with me. What about, whoa. A bill, and a bill, dude! Slang for bill. There's no way that's not purple. What bill might refer to? Fan deal, cut, shuffle. Oh, things to do with the deck of cards, man. Things to do with the deck of cards. I don't know, man. Maybe like the Seychelles. in many ways, being as far away as possible is actually a very telling clue. Because it could be like Peru, 2,000 kilometers from Peru. How about a little Guatemala? Warmer still. How about the United States or whatever? That's fucked up, global. I'm literally like at war with them. You can't do boo. Yes, boo this nation. Don't boo the people necessarily, but then I don't know if I can even say this. Well, I don't know. Hassan hasn't been banned in a while, so but boo the policies of this nation, okay? But not the individual people, many of whom are doing their best. It pisses me off to boo the U.S. national anthem because the song goes fucking hard too. Like it mogs the shit out of our anthem. Maybe like while we're booing it at all the sporting events, they could just change it to like some shit by LMFAO or something. Oh, Canada is so much better. I'm sorry. I mean, there's room to disagree, but like, I feel like the Star Spangled Banner mogs Oh Canada. Oh, Canada's okay as far as anthem goes. At least it's not one of those anthems that doesn't have any words to it. Like, buddy, it's the 21st century. You couldn't get like Lin-Manuel Miranda to just write you a verse or something like that? A rap anthem would go crazy, man. We need a country to get a rap national anthem. Like 98% of them are like orchestral. Yes, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom needs a rap anthem, man. By Dizzy Rascal featuring The Streets. Can I say something, by the way? And this is, I'm assuming, why you're watching. Caught an episode of The Family Feud on syndication yesterday. Can we get irrespective of how you feel about him, can we get a wellness check on Steve Harvey? Because I watched the whole episode, and the dude did not banter with a single family member, did not crack a joke, did not have his eyes bug out of his head when somebody said something crazy. He was just going through the motions, man. It was just like, you know, instead of bobbing for apples, name something they might bob for at a Beverly Hills party. And then the people would be like, beep, 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 beep. The dude said, drugs. Steve Harvey went, drugs. He didn't go, like, you can't say that. He didn't say shit, man. He was just literally like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. He was quiet quitting. I think it's also like, because we've been watching a little gaggle with Richard Karn. Richard Karn is like the opposite. He shouldn't have bantered after every single answer. He's not that guy. But there was like a familiarity that he had with the guests, and there was a little repartee, right? But Steve Harvey was the exact opposite. He was like all business. And I was like, what happened? He's been on the show for like 12, 13 years now or something. I don't know. It's just one episode. Like everybody has a bad day at work or whatever, but I gotta check it out, man. I think it might be time for him to retire and like give up the mantle of the Family Feud host to somebody else. Maybe like Liza Koshy or something. Mr. Beast? Yes, now you're spitting, dude. I knew it had to be a YouTuber, okay? I don't think it should be me. They would have probably killed me after the bank teller bit. Dude, I Show Speed Family Feud host would be crazy. Can you imagine you give like the number one answer and he takes his shirt off and does like a fucking backflip, lands on his stomach and like does the worm on the floor? I'd be like, damn, dude. They were like, name a part of a sandwich. I said bread, and this dude's hitting like the Cirque du Soleil emote on me. That would be, I would watch that shit every day. Anyway, sorry, what was I doing? It's not Colombia. Okay, it's north of Colombia. This is Trinidad. Oh, no, because that's just one island, bro. You forgot about Tobago. Guy who just got back from the Caribbean. I don't know that much about Caribbean countries. Cayman Islands, Turks and Caicos. I'm trying to think of Caribbean countries without "and" in their name, because I figured those would be more than one island. It's not Jamaica. It's west of Jamaica. Puerto Rico? I got it right. It's the Dominican. The Dominican Republic is west of the Dominican Republic is east of Cuba? It is? I thought Cuba was like the westmost Caribbean island. Sorry, the east. It's got to be confusing. I thought Cuba was like the eastmost Caribbean island. No, that's backwards. I'll be honest. I don't know shit about the Caribbean, man. And that's kind of like that's a damning thing to say because I've been there. But like, you know what the problem is? Any place I travel, as soon as I get there, I'm pulling up Wikipedia. When you're on a cruise, though, you don't got internet. So like I'm landing in fucking Grand Cayman. I don't know shit about it except Friday is burger day at the Lobster Pot. Just use data. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna spend $18 a day on Easy Roam just to find out that Grand Cayman's biggest export is like financial instruments or something. Come on, man. Come on. Is inspired by a diplomatic incident dating back to 2005. Is this literally Swedish pizza, man? It's Swedish pizza. I can't believe it. Oh, no. Pizza Berlusconi. Okay, it's Finnish pizza. A humorous international incident. In 2005, Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi made disparaging remarks about Finnish cuisine, suggesting Italian food was superior. In response, the Finnish restaurant chain Code Pizza created the Pizza Berlusconi, an inventive gesture to challenge the Italian leader's comments. Hey, Italian food? You think Italian food is better than Finnish food? We'll show you. We'll cook Italian food. Finns, can you explain this? Can you explain what the fuck this was supposed to do? How are you supposed to get them with this? It sounds like you proved their point. Don't think too hard. It's just a marketing gimmick. I know it's got reindeer meat, but that's a fucking pizza, okay? Chanterelles and reindeer? Buddy, just because you put bananas on the pizza doesn't make it not Italian, okay? If you wanted to really own them, you should have put like tomato sauce on top of herring. Then you would have beaten them at their own game, although it kind of seems like that would taste pretty bad. It's just Finnish humor. You wouldn't get it. At the Harvard Art Museum, you can see a Monet painting called The Gare Saint Lazare, Arrival of a what? Saint Lazare? Arrival of a train. Does gar mean train? I might be stupid. Gar is train. That's actually one that I should know. Gar is train station. Oh, that one stings. Don't they have this on trains in your country? Yeah, but we don't have too many of them. And a lot of people don't use them to get around unless they're afraid of flying. Not to be rude, but like it's just not the most efficient way to travel when it comes to the use of your time or the use of your money, to be honest. Unless you're going like, if you're going Kingston to Toronto or like Kingston to Ottawa or Montreal, I get it. Turn a 3-hour drive into like a 2.5-hour train ride where you can look at your phone the whole time. Don't not have to worry about parking. I can understand that. Montreal to Toronto, not too bad. Isn't it like, it's like 6 hours though, right? 6 hours or more? I guess it's not that, because when you get off a train, you're not as fucked up as when you get off a 6-hour airplane ride. So is the drive? Yeah, but you can fly. Well, that's fair. I was going to say you could fly it in like 2.5 hours, but then you got to be at the airport 2 hours early. I could see that. Vancouver to Toronto is an incredible ride if you have 5 days. I'm not built like that. I know you're going to say get a sleeper car, but like nah, man. And I'm not sitting in the fucking chair for 5 days. I can't sleep like that. I think if you're a train head, that's like a beautiful trip. But I'm not a train head. What kind of head are you? I mean, I'm the kind of head who likes to like turn a 96-hour journey into a 5-hour flight, I guess, and then just be where I want to be. And also save money even though it's faster, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I think if I was single until my mid-30s, I could be a train head for sure. I could definitely see that. I could see myself in an alternate life in 2022 being like, hey guys, I'm going to take 2 weeks off from making Isaac videos to go, I'm taking the train from Vancouver to Halifax. They're much less stressful. Yeah, but you're like on the train for like a week, man. That's stressful. Shitty ass bathroom, shitty ass shower. Also, I mean, I have a kid and flying is like not that stressful. And I don't know if I'm just like built different, but whenever people complain about flying, I'm like, I think they just have a problem with authority. You just do what they tell you and sit down. And then like, you're there. You're just, I don't know what, it takes a while sometimes. It can be annoying, don't get me wrong, but the seats though, I've sat in worse chairs, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, if you're tall or you have like knee problems, I understand the seat concerns. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to say people get annoyed when I tell them that flying is like easy for me. I don't know what to tell you. If it's hard for you, you know, speak your truth. For me, I'm kind of just like sitting in the chair watching a movie. And also, there's like something is wrong with Americans. And I know you're like, tell me something I don't know. But the average American is legit like, oh, fuck, I have like a 3-hour flight tomorrow. I don't know what to do. I'm so stressed out. The same American is like, yeah, sure, I'll help you move. I live in Texas, you live in Florida. Yeah, I'll drive down and help you move and then drive back the next day. There's no problem. It's only like 21 hours each way. I don't know what happened, but like there's something about driving that it somehow they prefer on average. You can't even like watch a movie when you're driving your car or the cops will get like pissed off. Planes are crashing here now. What do you hear about cars, motherfucker? They're crashing all the time. They're crashing so much it doesn't even make the news. That should really fuck with you. You ever see something about automobile accidents on the news? It would be like, holy fuck, nobody died in a car crash today. It's the first time in automotive history. This is the first day no one's died in a car crash since like 1922. I would rather drive 20 hours than fly 5? Sorry for the frog voice. Are you crazy? That's 15 more hours, man. That's 15 more hours. I mean, there's a threshold. Don't get me wrong. Like, would I rather drive an hour or fly an hour? I would rather drive an hour because you got to be at the airport 2 hours early. You got to fuck around with the luggage, you know. Airports are not necessarily like fun to be in. But like, if we're talking 6 hours, I would much rather fly 6 hours than drive 6 hours. The other thing is, if you drive 6 hours, you're like, you know, 200 miles from your house. If you fly 6 hours, you're in like another part of the world, you know? Or maybe you just went from like Vancouver to Orlando. But that's exotic enough sometimes, to be honest. Tipping point is 8 hours? Nah, I don't think so. But the other thing is not an apples to apples comparison, man. Because if it's an 8-hour drive, it's like a 2-hour flight. If you're going to the same place, this comparison is like, for me, it's like, would you rather drive to Seattle or like, you know, fly to Los Angeles? Well, I'd rather drive to Seattle, but that's more based on the city that you get to. That's more based on like where you end up, I suppose. 8-hour drive means you can still drive your car around and not spend on Uber nonsense. Okay, now do parking, buddy. You talking about how much money you're going to save driving instead of flying when the hotel tells you that parking is $40 US a day? What kind of hotel are you staying at that charges for parking? I guess one that's either a lot better than the hotels you're staying at or a lot worse. But like most of the time, it's like the car is under the ground instead of in front of your room. Why are you glazing flying? Because you can cross the Pacific Ocean in like 7 hours, man. Why are you glazing driving? Because it's fun? That's fucking true. I love driving. I just get pissed off when you say that it clears flying, because flying is like as good as it gets. Teleporting, now that would be something. I'm sorry, like, no disrespect to Europe. Why are you not talking about trains? Because our good cities are too far apart. There's exceptions. The northeast of the United States, you know, they got you could get to New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Washington, D.C., et cetera, et cetera. But like, once you get west of the Mississippi, especially, you're like, damn, I don't think I really want to go from like Los Angeles to Phoenix or something like that on the train. Like a 3-hour train ride could probably take you from like Rome to fucking Paris or something like that, right? Well, maybe it's a little longer. But it could take you could cross like 2 countries in that time. 3-hour train east of Vancouver. I don't even know where you end up. Penticton or something like that. Probably not even. Now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't even make it to Kelowna, dude. I would love a bullet. I mean, anytime we're in Korea or Japan, we take the train a lot. But like, I'm not trying to disrespect them, but their countries are like They're not showers. Let's put it that way. Better, okay, in some ways, infrastructure especially. No question about that. Isn't Japan long though? Yeah, if you like live in Andorra or something, if you live in a beast, like 85% of the people watching this ain't nothing but a peanut. No disrespect. Great country, great country. I'm just talking in terms of the actual landmass. How about China? Well, I don't want to talk about it. They mog us. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Someone's got to come up with a way to explain it, okay? How come in the last 20 years they've been building, they got electric cars where you could just swap out the batteries? You could write a message on the back of the electric car in the taillights to say sorry or whatever. They got, the cars can jump? Is that real? That's kind of dangerous, but meanwhile, in Vancouver, they send out like a letter that's like, just so you know, be careful. Next weekend, we're going to fill this pothole. There's going to be 100 people all standing around filling the pothole. And then a week later, you drive by, the pothole's still there. You get another letter in the mail that's like, we got rained out trying to fill the pothole, so we're not going to be able to do it again until next summer. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck, man? Don't you just like pour glue in the thing and spray paint it? I don't get it. And everyone's working hard, which is the most fucked up part. How is this possible? It doesn't make sense. Higher percentage of adults who don't sleep enough. I have to say Los Angeles, even though like they're all influencers. So this is me trying to like commune with the everyman. It's got to piss you off when you hear like influencers talk about not getting enough sleep, right? Because you're like, you don't have to wake up. Like, how do you, without having to wake up, how can you not get enough sleep on average? Like 1 or 2 days now and then, of course, it happens to everybody. But like consistently, how does that happen? You make your own hours, man. You're included in that sometimes. I mean, you become what you do. So obviously, like I'm a little bit out of touch. But I also think like I'm in touch relative to some streamers. Then there's streamers who work like a real job and also stream and that are probably more in touch than me. You get the parent pass. But that's the thing, dude, is like, people without kids don't understand what it's like to have kids, man. They don't get it. They don't get it. It's not fair, okay? And this is me admitting this is a personality flaw. But I'm like, I got more excuses to like be tired, and my sleep schedule is like fucking perfect. I don't know what to tell. So like, I think it's one of those things where you respond if you have no pressure. Like imagine if you had a pitcher of water and no glass. It'd be hard to slurp up. It'd be hard to stay hydrated, man, because you'd just be pouring that shit all over your kitchen counter or something. But then I've got a glass. Then the glass is the constraints of rigidity in my life. Kids got to wake up at this time so they have time to get dressed, so they have time to get to school on time, so that I don't get yelled at by the teacher, so that they can be smart and one day like be able to like move out of the house and we can build a relationship where I'm closer to a peer than just a parent, even though I'll always be your dad, right? So I think having a glass sometimes makes it, in a way, it's easier to be responsible when you have responsibility because there's actual consequences to fucking up. Like before you have a kid, you can fuck it up and it's like, oh no, I ruined my life. Nobody really cares that much. But like once you have a kid, you can't fuck around that much because if you ruin your life, there's like collateral damage. So in a way, it's almost like, you know, having that rigidity makes it easier to be responsible because it's like, you know, it's less a carrot and more a stick. It's like being employed versus unemployed. I've been there as well. So this is not meant to be like a hater parlance, okay? But I think you're right. When you're like unemployed, it takes you fucking forever to do chores. At least it did for me. Because you'd be like, oh, I've got so much to do today. I've got to do the dishes. You're like, 2 hours of fucking around. What am I going to have for lunch? I'm not that hungry. I'll just go for a walk really quick. And then it's like 3:15 p.m. and you're like, I still got to do the dishes. When you're locked in, you're just like, dinner, dishes, get ready for bed, go to bed, wake up, get on the bike, get the meal prep, get the fucking shit going, show up 35 minutes late for work. Because you're in the rhythm, man. But like people with kids always get blowback because their whole lives revolve around their kids up to a certain point. But then, like, people without kids don't understand how hard it is to not say something when you're like talking about your kids and then someone replies with some shit about like their dog. You know what I'm saying, fellow dads? It's not the same, man. It's not, and that's fine. You're trying to relate, but it's not the same. Brother, you chose to have the kid, and you chose to have the dog, dude. I've got 3 dogs. Okay, to be honest, that's like, that might be equivalent to having 1 kid. I don't really know what it's like to have a dog. If you have 3 dogs, do they all piss at the same time, or do you have to go on like 3 separate walks? Eventually, they get on the same cycle. Okay. But you don't get it. Like, do you have to, this is going to come across wrong, but I was like, do you have to yell at your dog to piss? Or do you just take your dog outside and it goes, because I got to be like, my kid is like dancing and like squirming in her chair. And I'm like, do you have to go potty? And she's like, no. And she lies to my fucking face, man. I go, out of 10, how much do you have to pee? And she goes, 0, I promise. And then I go, can you tell the truth? And she goes, I am telling the truth. And then sometimes I'll even be like, you got to go pee. Come with me to the potty. She'll sit on the potty and like be squirming and go, nothing. And I'm like, listen here, okay? I'm trying to explain it in like the way I would explain it to someone my own age. I'm like, you're not going to miss any playtime. You have to, if you have to pee, the pee doesn't go away. As soon as you feel that you have to pee, that time is already lost. The only thing you change is the amount of time that you spend in discomfort. And she doesn't respond to that, man. She doesn't respond to that. It does go away sometimes, though. No, it doesn't. You are a fool. Poop goes away sometimes. Sometimes you'll really have to poop at like 10 a.m., but you just squeeze, and then you don't have to poop again until the next morning. And I don't really understand how that works mechanically. But pee never goes away. Pee is like it just builds. But sometimes you can hit the snooze button on a poop for like 12 hours at a minimum. That's not true. I've done it, man. I've done it. Like sometimes you'll be in college, you'll be in like your lecture. You're like, oh, I got to poop, but I don't want to like make a statement and walk out of the class like I'm leaving. So you hold it in, and then you're like, I'll poop when the class is done. And then when the class is done, you're like, I don't have to poop anymore. And then you just don't go until like the next time you would normally go. Also, when I moved to Korea, I swear to you, I didn't poop for 7 days. And like I was eating. This is what's really going to bake your noodle. After a week of not pooping, I pooped. Normal size poop. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in there. I don't know what's going on. I expected it was going to be like a pile at the very least, but it was just, I don't know what to tell you. My theory is that when you go on a long flight, you don't eat as much as you would normally eat in like a 12-hour period. So your brain sends like a message to your body that's like, slow down digestion. And it takes a little while to like kick it back into gear. Good piss, top 5 feelings ever. Okay, let me think. Good shit clears. They're both predominantly relief, but like without being controversial, I feel like the pee feels good when it comes out, and the poop just kind of feels like neutral. Neither are bad, most like a good one at least, but it hurts too often. I love reversing the roles here. I think you need to see a doctor. It's not supposed to hurt when you pee. Hangover, hot shower. No, man, no. Okay, I mean, there's some obvious ones I'm not even gonna like debase ourselves by talking about. You know what's it's on my mind right now? When you've been stuffed up for a while, and then all of a sudden the mucus opens up in your sinuses without you having done anything to open it up. And then you feel that like that like the vacuum fills up with fresh air and you can actually breathe in and you're like, ah. Drugs? You see there's a new SpontaneousH on Reddit. I don't really want to spotlight it too much because it seems like they're going through some stuff. But it's been 14 years since the dude on Reddit who was like, I'm going to try heroin but not get addicted to it. there was a another individual was like, again, this is a human individual. This is a person like with feelings. They were like, I've been struggling with like anhedonia, which is like the complete absence of any happiness in my life for like 3 years. I've tried everything. I am now like trying heroin, and it literally is distilled happiness and also makes me better at studying. And all of the comments are like, don't do that. Do not, under no circumstance, you're gonna get addicted. And then like all the replies are like, I don't have an addictive personality. I think I would have gotten addicted to something else if I was going to get addicted to heroin. And everyone's like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to go down this road. And they just kept replying like, I'm built different. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not like a primary source. To be fair, the guy, SpontaneousH, has been clean for like 8 years. So in a way, he was right. Like, he kind of mogged it. It just took like 4 or 5 years of like addiction plus rehab. I wouldn't say he beat the system. Who's laughing now? That's TOS actually. You can't say that. It kind of sounds like Oh Yeah by Mellow, but it also kind of sounds like She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals. But it could also just be a song that was like really big in Antwerp or something that I've never heard. Obviously, that's like it's like Another One Bites the Dust. That's where they're singing the title. I don't know it off the top though. Kind of sounds like Holiday. You can't not hit the cha. Okay. It does sound familiar. I think I'm gonna need to hear the voice. It's Cruel Summer, bro. It's Cruel Summer by Bananarama. There we go. How many songs are there called Cruel Summer, dude? There's like 8 songs called Cruel Summer. 2 and they're all bangers. Harsh Hot Season. This is the good one? I mean, I'm not necessarily a Swiftie, but Cruel Summer is a good song, man. All right, fair enough. I'm getting -2 for saying Cruel Summer is a good Taylor Swift song. Some of you will just hate it because it's popular. I'm not an enemy of the Swifties. There's some, honestly, I'm not fucking with the early country stuff. But that's just, I listened to too much Garth Brooks when I was growing up. That's not her fault. I evaluate every Taylor Swift song on its own merits when I hear it. There's some that I'm like, to be honest with you, I find them like a little goofy for me. Like I'm starting to get to the point where Shake It Off is a little goofy. But Cruel Summer, that's a good one. Style, I think Style is a pretty catchy song. Blank Space, I'm like, I don't know, I'm like 40-60 on it. Thoughts on Bad Blood? That would be more in the goofy vein for me. But I'm definitely not a Taylor Swift hater. I would say I'm and I'm as surprised as anybody. If you were like, you got to take it or leave it, I would take it. I would take it rather than leave it. That would be like it would be a soft take, at least right now, but it would be a take. I don't know half of the songs you're talking about though, to be honest. I'm not virtue signaling for mid, okay? I can be the guy who, I don't have any Taylor Swift on the Peloton playlist, but I could put on a Taylor Swift song and then I could put on like an Erase Your song or something like that. That's on the Eras tour. Hey, I do have to say we put on the Eras tour movie because my daughter's a fan. That's a long concert, man. When I heard that people were like falling asleep at the concert, I was like, man, that's a waste. Wasn't it like $1 million to go? I got 30 songs into the movie and was like, what? There's still 100 songs to go? I get it now. You got to take a breather halfway through. That's a long ass show, man. Why does Long John Silver's have an ad on Twitch for a chicken basket? Well, can I tell you something? At first I was going to say, you're right. That's crazy. It's a seafood restaurant. But then I thought to myself very quickly, it seems like if your restaurant is famous for making fried fish, it's a really easy pivot to also offer fried chicken or like chicken tenders. I'm pretty sure you're just, the only thing you're really changing is the meat. It's the principle of it. Well, I was talking, people got on my case, man. I was like, why does Pizza Hut keep releasing new menu options? Don't like 99% of the people that go to Pizza Hut just know what they're going to order when they walk in the door? Like, who the fuck is going to Pizza Hut and being like, give me this party dipper? But then I got a lot of Pizza Hut franchisees that popped into the chat and were like, actually, limited time offers are a big driver of new customer acquisition. And I was like, buddy, I don't know what the fuck that means. Just give me the large meat lovers, okay? Just put the pizza in the box. How do you have so many thoughts? They're not all good. Let's start there. And also, I don't know how to stop. What's the last fast food item? And I'm sure there are some, but what's the last fast food item that came out as a limited time offer that has made it into a perennial? There's got to be some. Like Popeye's fried chicken sandwich or something. Chicken fries at Burger King. Okay, but that's got to be like 20 years ago because I was eating them as a kid. Doritos Tacos Locos. Okay. Nacho fries. I don't know nacho fries. McFlurry used to be Canada only? That's crazy, man. They need to make an even smaller size of McFlurry. Every time I get one, I'm like, I would kill for a McFlurry right now. I could probably eat like a huge McFlurry. And then I get like a third of the way into it. And I'm like, this is too much McFlurry, man. They need to make a McFlurry that's like 5 spoonfuls. That's it. Only a spoonful. Dude, I think he interrupted me when I tried to tell him this during Mario Party. I think Apollo's got an incredible book in him with the thesis that the monoculture for millennials is unintentional viral videos from 2006 to 2015. Like for my parents' generation, it's network TV. Everybody was watching Survivor. Everybody loves Raymond, Seinfeld, etc., etc. But like for millennials, I really think it's like only a spoonful. I think it's road work ahead. Like that's our Jaws, man. I don't know what the Gen Z monoculture is going to be. I feel bad for you though. Maybe tweets, maybe like good tweets. It could be. Like I feel like millennials are not fucking with good tweets. By and large. Like the average millennial tweet is like, it's really hard to talk about this kind. Oh, wait, woke up this morning and just remembered there's a Cheeto in the damn White House. You know, that's like, was enjoying a perfectly good grilled cheese today when my lunch got ruined by remembering that there's a Cheeto in the White House. Like that's the elder millennial in my head. And they're right. By the way, they're not phrasing it in the most palatable way for future generations. That's Gen X posting. Maybe. I don't know that much about millennials. I mean, I think I understand them more because I am one. They really run the gamut, man. Definitely had like a lot of people who like were in my graduating class in college whose religion was Harry Potter on Facebook. But then like there's a lot of millennials. And dude, this was 2010, okay? This is before we knew. This Gen shit is so tiring. Okay, then stop blaming me for climate change. I'm 36. I didn't start the fucking fire, dude, okay? You got the wrong guy. We did kill Applebee's, though. Although it's still going, I think. So I guess it didn't take.
Isn't it interesting to think there's a whole novel worth of chat that goes by in a day and not a single sentence worth of prose? I don't know if it means anything, but I do think what you've said is clever, and as a result, interesting.
You should know.
But like, here's the thing. Unlike a novel, at least chat actually gets read.
I was thinking about that last night, too, when someone said, isn't it crazy that there's a novel written in chat every day, but not a single sentence of prose? And then the fucking Voltaire-esque, yes, but unlike a novel, at least there's people reading it. I was thinking about that shit yesterday. That's fucked up, man. Like, if you passed me a novel, I would be like, this is too much for me to read right now. But if you just passed me a sentence with a button that was like, get the next sentence, I think I would read the whole fucking novel, dude. It's like, once you finish the sentence, there's like a big red button that's like very satisfying to press. I would be like, yeah, dude, bonk. You really read a whole book today? No, I didn't read a book. Check my stats, bro. I read 22,000 sentences. Can you take a look at FlyKnight real quick? It is a fun game. Can I ask you something first? You legally have to answer it. Do you hold an equity position in anybody involved in the production of this game? You literally have to answer it. It's called compliance. It's good. All right, we got 2 people that said it's good. Explore, loot, or fish, solo or in co-op. It's RuneScape. You guys are trying to trick me into playing RuneScape, man. This may be the most Jagex game I've ever seen in my entire life. Correct, it is RuneScape. It's single-player RuneScape. Only aesthetically. Well, and also, it's like in the genre, it's an RPG. 97% of the 2,000 user reviews are positive. Insanely fun, King's Field-like. Stunning. The look and feel of OSRS with similar mechanics to Dark Souls. Pretty fly for a fly guy. $7 Canadian is literally the cheapest product you can purchase. They're like letterbox reviews. I would take Steam reviews over letterbox reviews any day of the damn week. Because at least on Steam reviews, I feel like the person reviewing it might be cooked, but I can see transparently that they're cooked. Whereas on Letterboxd, it's all post-ironic obfuscation and fucking like, they'll give a 5-star review to a movie and be like, this is my favorite movie, but then the whole review is about how like one scene ruined the whole movie for them or something like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Listen, you don't have to devote the whole review of Chinatown to how Roman Polanski is like a monster. We all know that he's a monster, okay? We don't need another Letterboxd review that's like 5 stars. What a great movie, really liked it. 17 paragraphs about Roman Polanski. You knew going into it that he was a monster. You still watched it. Just put the review in the bag, okay? When are you boycotting American movies? I can't. They're too good. I'm so sorry. You flipped out when someone didn't shit on Polanski yesterday? That's because they gave Horrible Bosses a 1 star and said the attitudes this movie promotes is like bad for society. Then they gave The Pianist 5 stars and didn't talk about Roman Polanski at all. And I consider that to be like Herculean levels of cognitive dissonance. Now, The Horrible Bosses is probably not as good as The Pianist, if I had to guess. But still. That's why I will never write a review on Letterboxd. Because I'm going to end up giving like fucking Dodgeball like a 4. And then you're going to take a look at my Dodgeball score and you're going to put it up next to my fucking The Color of Money score and be like, is he stupid? Yes, dude. Yes. I'm just one. Everybody's brain is like a different puzzle piece, okay? They don't all fit together. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Plus, The Color of Money is fucking boring. And Dodgeball is really fucking funny at times. It's not boring. It is boring. Patton is boring. Yeah, but it's a cooler kind of boring. Hello, Chibli. Hello, Chibli. Hello, Chibli. I like that. I can live with that. Character name is required. That rhymes with fly. About like, this is Fly Richie. I proceed. Sort your salad. Proceed. Proceed. Guys, is it taken? Is the name taken? I can't press any key. You have to confirm. Oh, you gotta press it twice. Dude, I would thank God for chat. I thought I was stuck in the first puzzle. Waking from a restless dream. That's me. You guys doing okay? Pick up Morning Star. Pick up Night Greaves. Pick up Night Gloves. Pick up Night Chest. Anything else I missed back here? It wouldn't be the first time. Perhaps I could open my inventory and place these items upon my person. The frame rate is by design, by the way. It's by design. Tab opens your inventory. Okay, we've done this already. You're dealing with a real gamer here. I actually hate it. Gamers be like, what happened to all the original ideas? Try something new. Ah, I hate everything about it. So I did say that the combat is limb-based. So perhaps if you, like, cut off an arm. Nice try, bud. They lose an arm. Did you see that? What have I done? I've been killed! I've been killed! My health! I still have so much health, man! Middle mouse button is the tech there, okay. Oh no, green is stamina, bro. Green is stamina. I'm stupid. Green? That's yellow? I think you might want to see a doctor, to be honest with you. It's yellow. You honestly don't know what color it is because I have so many filters on this that, like, this isn't even what I look like, man. I'm legit 6'8". I was advised by my representation to make myself look more like the average 36-year-old man so that people found me more relatable. You want a piece of me? Nice try, kid. We go again. Combat tactics that have never been defeated. That's gotta sting. that's gotta sting. I do have the Elon build. Don't call it that. I'm kind of stunned how many people in chat are familiar with King's Field, man, because I'm certainly not. I do know it was one of those games I used to see when the PS2 came out. I would see the box at Electronics Boutique, but I never played it. It's a video essay game. It's crazy that I know exactly what you're talking about. Which is not an insult, by the way. But there are a lot of games nobody played that lots of people know. Like Anthem. The Leak, a shield with crushing damage, has 60 robustness. It doesn't seem as good, but it does weigh a little bit less, man. That's kind of sick, too. I gotta be honest with you, that's kind of sick. I am a Leek and Green Onion enjoyer as well, so this is in keeping. There's like some resonance with my spirit as well. Chicken and a biscuit? Yes, dude! Guy who only knows Tobuscus for the stuff he's done since 2020? Talk to Vesper Hideyoshi. Great. Still some wingless filth left. I assume your kind was either dead or halfway towards whatever foul hole you came from. Can't say I ever expected much from this alliance, but I figured you FlyKnights would be useful cannon fodder against Luna Moth's army while I freed my once proud race from her control. What a waste of my time. The order is no longer of any use. Scurry away and find... You know what, buddy? You know what? You don't want the smoke. Wood, you have a problem. You have a serious problem. There's a leak in your shield. Ha ha. That's not funny, man. I got family that really happened to. Ooh! Wandering Monk Greaves? Wandering Monk Chest Piece? Mama Lynx. That's not how you say it. Mama Liz's monk armor oil. Armor dipped in Mama. I still like Duet Boomer. But his doctor told him he can't have spicy food anymore. A chicken nugget dipped in N.W.A barbecue sauce. I am crushing your head. A bowl of chicken noodle soup with my spoon dipped in it. My spoon dipped in Mama Liz's chicken noodle soup. Mama Liz's whole wheat bread dipped again in the chicken noodle soup. It could totally work, man. It's better. People like it a lot more than the bank teller joke, that's for sure. What the fuck? Tuk Tuk from Raya and the Last Dragon? Wow! He's beating my ass, dude. Okay, Miyazaki-ass timing. He sent me to the dirt. All right, see you never, buddy. You know he's coming back. Just a matter of time. Or maybe not. Damage type spell. You can put that in spells. Oh, okay. I mean, it's not replacing the Bonkler, let's be honest. Damage type spell? What does it do? It's a haunt. It has made my spell do more damage. It attacks pretty quick. Whoa, 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 whoa! A lava mancer? Check this shit out. Don't even try it, kid. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. I know that had to hurt. Okay, okay. Honestly, I wasn't expecting there to be one more. Can we back it up? Buy some time. I'll even take a sip here. That's how confident I am. Yeah, thank you for saying best player of all time. Because I kind of think I'm cooking up something fierce right now. You guys got to work together a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to crush your head. No one said that? Someone said that, man. Someone said best FlyKnight player of all time. Yeah? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, buddy. One shot, one kill. As long as you ignore the 30 times I hit you before that. 2 times now you've missed a box. You know what, buddy? Why don't you go dance to the cha-cha slide with that 2 times now nonsense? I'm not fucking with whoever wrote that song. The scourge on my life, I think. This is where I started, dude. I don't want to be here. Fishing pond up ahead. Road work ahead. You're not fucking with the cha-cha slide? I'm not fucking with the cha-cha slide. I think it's a very bad song. If any, this is not very mature of me, but it also irritates me how everybody dances to it every time it comes on. That's not my favorite genre of song. I'm sorry to say. Like, it's like a religion on the Disney cruise. If they play the cha-cha slide, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Because, like, 3 seconds into the song, it's that shit all day, every day, and it's waka waka this time for Africa. And I just can't, I can't do it anymore. I can't bring myself to do it anymore. I can pick up a ring of lavender, though. You're not fucking with Waka Waka this time for Africa? No, man. No. I'm not. Are you? In 2025? Of course I am. It's a really bad song, in my opinion. Whoa! Dude, it's a fucking samurai! Whatever, you die like the rest. The hell is going on? Whatever, I'll slurp. There's no shot you punish. Dumbass. Whoa! He's trying to come up the middle, man. Idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing, man. Nobody knows who they were or what they were doing. But their legacy remains hewn in the living rock of Stonehenge. You know what I'm talking about? Type shit? Yo, Dre, stick to producing. That's true. That's true. As a no Vaseline enjoyer, at least the parts of that song that are acceptable to enjoy. I love the Ice Cube insults, man. He says some fucked up stuff about Eazy-E and his butthole. Then he gets to Dr. Dre. Yo, Dre, stick to producing. He shouldn't have said a lot of that stuff. He shouldn't have said. He did say some stuff about Jerry Heller that I personally would not have said for sure and do not agree with. I'm not saying Jerry Heller's the good guy in Straight Outta Compton, but Ice Cube, he went a step too far for sure. But I just shake my head during those parts, exactly. Which member of N.W.A would have been better in Are We There Yet? That's Cube. I know, like, it literally is Cube, and you know that, but I don't think anybody else could have taken that mantle from him. I mean, I'm not sure any of the other N.W.A members were really that interested in acting. Eazy-E, yeah. N.W.A is funny, because if you don't know them, they're always like, oh, they're like a hardcore gangster rappers. Like, their music has been banned from HMVs across the entire nation. And then you listen to Straight Outta Compton, Eazy-E's like, Straight Outta Compton is a brother who would smother your mother or make your sister think I love her. Dangerous mother fricker raising hell, and if I ever get caught, I make bail. But then, like, some of the lyrics, they are talking about, like, killing people. Express Yourself, I mean, Express Yourself is a funny song for multiple reasons as well. Like, I don't really know what Dr. Dre was talking about on Express Yourself. I guess Cube wrote all the lyrics, but I don't really know what he was talking about, man. Some say no to drugs and take a stand, but after the show, they go looking for the dope man. But then they have a song that's called Dope Man. So I'm like, I don't know what... You're sending out mixed messages here, man. All right, let me throw in a slash marker real quick. Slash marker. Call that FlyKnight. May I ask you a question? Is the Bazaar back up? I would play FlyKnight to its conclusion. It's not back up? They legit hate only me, huh? It's hard to reconcile. My recording time goes down for maintenance. Streaming time goes down for a patch. Recording time goes down for maintenance to fix the patch. 9 a.m. Pacific time, they say, hey, let's push that patch. Should only take a couple hours. It's 1 p.m. Pacific, man! I'm making a joke. Like, they don't really hate me, but it's kind of like... It's a little annoying. Like, they're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing what they need to do. Most people aren't playing video games at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. I guess ever since the return to office order, you're probably right. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Can I ask you guys a question I asked before? My daughter's been reading a lot of fairy tales lately. She's 4 years old, just for context, in case you're new here. It's stunning to me, and my wife got me thinking about this question when she asked me. It's stunning to me how many fairy tales actually have no moral. I thought that was like a thing with fairy tales. Or am I thinking of fables, maybe? I don't really know the difference, but... It was like, she was asking me, like, what's the moral of Little Red Riding Hood? And I was thinking about it. Little Red Riding Hood doesn't really do anything wrong. Her grandma gets sick. She brings her a picnic basket. damn near gets eaten by a wolf. Don't trust anybody ever. Jack and the Beanstalk is the other one that's fucking with me. I know we talked about it before, but I'm like, damn, dude. It's the moral of Jack and the Beanstalk. The dude does everything wrong and ends up with a goose that lays golden eggs. Doesn't he steal from a giant? That's what I'm saying. And he's rewarded for it, man. Not that I'm really worried about, like, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk, like, turning my daughter into a criminal, but is Clerks actually good, or am I biased? Clerks 1 is good. Clerks 1 is a good game. Oh, sorry, a good movie. Clerks 2, I think is bad, but I can see the appeal. Clerks 3, I will never watch. I'm making some, like, I mean, rules are made to be broken, but I'm making some rules in my head. Here's one rule that I'm making. I'm not watching any reboots. I'm sorry. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're rebooting. Maybe it's even worse. If you're rebooting my favorite movie of all time, I want to watch it even less. But I like the shit that drives me crazy is when you see the news and it's like, we got the original cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer back together. We're gonna do a new Buffy. I get it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to with giving into nostalgia a little bit as like the viewer. But as the, like, this is like the 200th time that, like, they stopped doing the show for a reason, you know? They stopped doing it for a reason. Yeah, or they're like, hey, we got the cast of Gilmore Girls to do a commercial at the Super Bowl. You're so real for that. You won't believe which character Reese Witherspoon is playing in the FTX ad at Super Bowl 52. It's Elle Woods. She's gonna do the bend and snap and pick up some Melania coin from the floor, okay? I'm not a really radicalized guy, but they're using us, dude. They're using your nostalgia. They went back to the well for Clerks 2 like 10 years after the original. I can't go back to Clerks 3 20 years after the sequel. That's just too much, man. That's just, it's not reasonable. This is Spinal Tap 2 coming soon? Yeah, and that's just pissing me off. Christopher Guest, what are you doing, man? Don't do that shit. The worst part, if it came out in theaters, I would almost give it like a chance. But that shit is gonna come out like straight to Pluby, right? It's gonna be a Pluby original. It's on Taint. Yes, dude. Dude, I just saw it was coming soon on Clit. It will soon be illegal to say this. That's gotta sting, though. That's gotta fucking sting, bro! Pun intended, ass. We just hold those. Like, your life's over. You're not living forever with no head, bro. Although I know it feels like that way sometimes. So true. Hello, Sinvicta. Hello, hello. You ever play FlyKnight? You ever fly by night away from here? Dunk dunk? You ever, like, change my life again? You ever see, like, a modest man from Mandrake travel rich to the motherfucking city? Because he had an urge to discover a use for his newly found motherfucking wealth? And, like, because he was human, because he had goodness, because he was moral, they called him fucking insane? And, like, delusions of grandeur, visions of splendor, this manic depressive who walks in the fucking rain type shit? Eyes wide open, heart undefended, innocence untarnished. You ever get down with that vibe? Mods, reboot the streamer, please. Thank you for that. Sorry, I got stuck. How do you end up horny for bugs? And I'm saying that like I literally don't care. I'm non-judgmental. But I would like to know how. How did you end up horny for bugs? Was it a movie when you were a kid? Because I know a lot of women temporarily or permanently became furries because of how handsome Robin Hood was in the animated Disney film Robin Hood. Too much Bugs Life and ants growing up. That's literally my wife. It blew my mind. I was probably 19 and like a few girls were talking in our dorm area and they were all saying they had a crush on the fox from Robin Hood. I was like, damn, ladies are freaks too. Gen Z's all about Bluey's dad. You guys are in for a rude awakening. It's literally the best dad that's ever existed. It's not possible for a human being to aspire to that level of daddom. I'm just saying he's setting the bar unrealistically high. I feel like if you're one of those people that's like watching Bluey, wow, I got kicked, man. If you're one of those people watching Bluey without kids, and you're like, that's what I would be if I was a dad, I'm here to tell you, you're naive, man. You don't know. Oh no! They died and came back! They don't show Bandit's 20 years of prior therapy. Yeah, or Bandit being fucking like chewed out by his boss, dude. Late for work again, eh, Bandit? Yeah, my kids wouldn't take no for an answer. I had to play fucking lifty-uppy with them again. But you fucking fired, Bandit. You're fucking fired. You got plenty of time to play lifty-uppy now because you're fucking fired. It's the 7th time this week you've been late for work, mate. Ah, biscuits. 7-day work week? Not anymore, you fucking... Get that up, you mate. No more VB long necks at 7:45 in the fucking morning, mate. Any readers in chat? You gotta be a speedy reader because there's so much to read. That's Dr. Seuss. Yeah. I know, it's from Oh, the Places You'll Go, which will probably be your favorite Dr. Seuss book because it's the one you most recently read. That is until you get to the Lorax, and you can't stop talking about that for 30 days, and then you'll graduate to Horton Hears a Who, and you'll be talking about the parallels between that and environmentalism for the rest of your life. Yeah, well, I got her number. How do you like them apples? Horton Hears a what? Steve Harvey in Horton Hears a Who? Horton Hears a what? Oh, what's that? The golden scimitar? Oh, yo, though, chill. Unless you want a piece of this, man. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. It's me, the streamer who repeats everything twice. It's a Bazinga referendum? No shot, bro. No shot. When you land on Imposter Sheldon space at the Big Bang Theory map in Big Bang Theory Party and you gotta do a Sheldon referendum. Oh, brother. Lose 100 Bazingas! Penny, save me! It took me so long to think of another character in the show. Oh, please, the only way she could save you is if you were a picture of a Le Creuset cast iron pan on Pinterest. Fuck you, buddy. Who do you think you fucking are, dude? You don't know Leonard? I'm sorry, I don't know Leonard. Who's the guy with the Lego hair? That's Howard, okay. Who's Johnny Galecki? That's Leonard? Leonard is not the main guy. Sheldon is the main guy, dude. Leonard is the main guy? Bro, Sheldon is the main guy. The show is named after him. No, it's not? Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, it is. The Big Bang Theory, and he's like a chemist or whatever. Can I tell you something? If we're going pound for pound tastiest food on the planet, fantasy food draft is really hard to not take pizza. Pack one, pick one. Don't get me wrong. Who do you take pick two? That's the interesting thing. I'll hit you with something. I think pick two, I'm going ice cream. It's not a meal, and that's why I think it flies a little bit under the radar in the pre-draft rankings. I think ice cream might be the second best food on the planet, man. That's a reach. What would you take second then? I'm seeing a lot of people type curry. Curry is still going to be on the board round 3. You could get curry as a sleeper later. And if you can't get curry, okay, it hurts. But you know what? You wait 2 rounds, pick up stew. It covers the same need. It's not as ranked as high, don't get me wrong, but you just wait a couple rounds, you pick up stew. Sandwich, no shot. I love sandwiches. Ice cream clears sandwiches, man. Burger, nah, absolutely, under no circumstances. French fries, first 2 rounds for sure. I would be surprised to not see those go in the first 2 rounds. We can't get curry, but we can recreate it in aggregate. That's what I'm saying, man. Ice cream is not going to be on the board longer than curry. Oh my God, you've lost your mind. I love curry. This isn't fantasy basketball, though. It's not going to be taken in the first round. You're literally Boston Bruins GM Don Sweeney. We're like, we had to give up a lot to get our guy. Buddy, nobody had him on their board. You didn't have to give up anything. Rice, you're literally taking like defense first. You're like, I'm gonna take defense as my first pick. That's crazy. First round spaghetti. Honestly, I wish I had players like you in my league. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you're taking Philip Hronek over Quinn Hughes right now, which is psychotic to me. Rice! No, dude! No, man! You're really taking Mark Andrews with pick 6 or something like that? That's crazy. Is ice cream, bro. It's gotta be ice. Ice cream is like taking Saquon Barkley. Beans! Come on now. Rice is good, but I disagree with you, so I'm gonna say you're virtue signaling. What do you mean by that? I'm just like, whenever an American tells me that they prefer rice to potatoes, I'm like, no, you fucking don't. Wes Anderson ass. I get you're just trying to seem cool. Potatoes are they're so Idaho coded, bro. I'm more of like a California type, personally. Taste them, blind taste test. Mashed potatoes versus uncooked rice. I'm taking mashed potatoes 10 out of 10 times. Uncooked rice? Yeah, bro, it's too crunchy. For my taste, at least. You ever tried basmati? Yeah, I've tried basmati, man. I honestly, the numbers speak for themselves. The numbers speak for themselves. Gun to your head, jasmine or basmati? Basmati, for sure. Basmati. Like them both. I like rice. That's crazy. What? I love basmati rice, man. Which one's jasmine again? Basmati is Indian food. Which one's jasmine? Jasmine is Thai food? I'm sorry, I'm a basmati head. You're out of your depth? Talk about potatoes? Well, there's the same, there's virtue signalers in the world of potatoes too. So we got motherfuckers that are literally like, russet potatoes aren't that good. Personally, I prefer a Yukon Gold. And I'm like, buddy, the russet, God put the russet here herself for us to enjoy the bounty of. Yukon Golds are not better than russets, man. Russets are way more versatile. You're making a Yukon Gold mash? Man, fuck you. I'll take the basmati. Baked Yukon Gold ass. Hey, I heard you wanted a baked potato. Here it is. Enjoy. Do you want? Oh, here's one sprinkle of shredded cheddar cheese to place on top of it. What are you talking about? We'll be taking a russet any day of the week, man. Pure virtue signaling. We're taking back virtue signaling. We're taking it back. You have my permission now to use it in this capacity. Can I tell you something? It's a sobering realization for me. I think I've entered my 2 sandwiches for lunch era. I've resisted for a long, long time becoming a 2 sandwich guy. I think I'm at that level. Not 2 sandwiches at a restaurant. That's insane. But like 2 sandwiches at home, I think I'm becoming that kind of guy. I could club stack it, but I don't want to open my mouth that wide, to be honest. Too much bread? I'm not worried about that, to be honest with you. I'm not that type of fella to be concerned about being defeated by some flour. I'm not bending the knee to yeast. You can do that in your home life. What you do in the confines of your home is not my business. I'm not bending the knee to yeast. Which cold cuts you packing? Honey ham, $1.99 for 100 grams, bro. Do you guys know? I illuminated some people in the Peloton Discord. Do you know the lunch meat at the deli counter is usually way cheaper than the prepackaged stuff that's in the case in front of the deli counter? You buying those maple leaf honey ham packages? Shit is like $7.99, $8.99 for 175 grams. Honey ham, $1.99 for 100 grams. It's like triple the price, man. It's crazy. Then you got to talk to the butcher. Yeah, but it's like it saves you $5, man, or gets you a lot more meat. You ever buy the animal and butcher it yourself? You know I haven't. You're virtue signaling. I don't even know what it means. You're virtue signaling. No, I've never done that. I don't think I'm the type of fella that would kill an animal that I raised, to be honest. I don't think I could do it unless it was like the apocalypse. See, this is the shit that pisses me off. 22-year-olds coming into my chat. You literally didn't know that till now? Just because I'm telling it to you right now doesn't mean I just learned it. I grew up trained. I went to the grocery store with my parents once a week for 20 years, man. I've been doing, you wouldn't understand the amount of hours that I've spent in the aisles, okay? I'm not virtue signaling. I'm passing information on to you because you might not be aware of it, and I'm being criticized for it. Which day? We were like a Saturday, Sunday grocery family because we had to drive a lot, and then we hit like 6 grocery stores based on the flyers. Ranking Kingston, Ontario grocery stores from my childhood. A&P was fucking sick when I was a kid because they would bag your groceries for you and put them in a basket and put the basket onto a conveyor belt. And then the basket would take a little trip on the conveyor belt until it got outside of the store. So you would pull your car up next to the conveyor belt and then just go get your basket and put the bags in your car. And my dad would always because my mom would load the bags and he'd be like, should I just leave her here? And I'd go, no, don't do it. And then he would go he'd drive forward 6 feet and I'd go, no! Like my 29-year-old mom would have no idea how to get home from A&P if we left her there. And she would be pissed, man. I would be pissed. A&P was up there. Food Basics is kind of it always feels like a bomb just went off inside of the store. Get some cheap stuff though. Trying to think of what else is going. What other store? No Frills. No Frills was I thought that was a good grocery store when I was a kid. It's only when I got older I was like, they don't have. Sometimes you just go there and they don't have vegetables. Downtown Food Basics, kind of not the best grocery store of all time. Barrack Street ass. That honestly though, that Good Life Fitness is kind of goated. I spent a lot of time in that Good Life Fitness. Bought a couple of Polish sausages from the dude with the cart behind, or outside of it. Better than Downtown Metro. They should have called it A&P, because the two ways that you pay are your ass or your paycheck, because this shit is so expensive or whatever. I just go to the campus gym though. Say thank you, because my student fees paid for the Ark, Tony Stark. And I never got to go into it because they finished that shit the summer after I graduated. And I was paying 60 or 75 bucks a year in student fees to build this fucking gym that I did. The society flourishes when students pay money to build gyms that they will never stand in the shade of, okay? It's legit beautiful now. You don't understand what it was like back in, what was the old gym called at Queen's University, guys? Am I streaming? Am I still live? Old Queen's University gym. Jackson Hall. You didn't know what it was fucking like in Jackson Hall, okay? You didn't know. You won't even understand. Don't make me look at my mic by saying muted. You're virtue signaling. You won't understand what it's like to cut through the J-Duck, okay? To try to avoid the negative 30 degrees Celsius frigid winter on your way to biosciences, which is unfortunately on the far end of campus, on the opposite side of where they put all the housing. You gotta walk through, you cut through goods a little bit, you cut through the policy building, you cut through the J-Duck, and then once you get to biosciences, you're kind of chill though. It was a good building back then, but Carleton students be like winter? Is Carleton the school that has the tunnels between all the buildings? Arcade fire ass. No disrespect if you went to this school, but at least in 2005, most desperate school of all time, University of Ottawa. I wasn't a 5-star recruit, but unsolicited in the mail, they sent me an acceptance offer with a little scholarship attached to it. And I was immediate, how did you get this address? I didn't even apply to your school, man. And I'm being sincere. I was probably I went to a rural high school, and I was probably the 6th highest scoring student on average. And my grades were pretty good. I was talking about my grades, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah, I was and they sent they were hey, in case you want to check out the school, here's 2 basketball tickets. I'm like, buddy, this is Canada. I'm not doing a 2-hour drive in the wintertime to go watch fucking Ontario college basketball. Are you out of your mind? I got stuff to do. No disrespect to the GGs, man. But you will never be the Carleton Ravens unless you're better now, because I don't follow it. What's a GG? Well, I don't know, dude. My school, the athletes are called Golden Gales. So It sounds like a cereal. I'm not in any position to be throwing stones. Also, I'm freaking out. Everybody I meet in Vancouver lived in Kingston or went to Queens. We had a play date at our daughter's friend's house. They were like, "Where did you grow up?" I said, "Kingston, Ontario." They said, "Oh, my mom grew up in Kingston." Catch me having a cup of tea in the kitchen with Buddy's mom talking about fucking Macdonnell Avenue, Sir John A. Boulevard and shit, LCVI, KCVI, the Via Rail Station, Block D type shit. You know what I'm talking about? No? Being old is crazy. Because, like, you remember stuff that, like, doesn't exist anymore, and you know that people don't care, but you're like, I don't care either. I just want to talk. I'm talking right now. Type shit. Yeah, type shit. All right, guys, before we leave, quick oil thine a banrigan. Oh, oil thine a banrigan, the banrigan kaya, do the old, the banrigan kaya. You know what I'm talking about? Queen's College colors we are wearing once again, soiled as they are from the battle and the flame. Yet another victory to wash away the stain. So Gales go in and win. Hey! Chills, man. Did you pull up the lyrics? Nah, we just sang it probably like 1,000 times in Frosh Week. It is his 50 millionth FAP, and he jerked it in to look like that, man. What the fuck is Frosh Week? You guys, do you know anything, you virtue signalers? Frosh Week is you're a freshman, so you get in a group of other freshmen that you're assigned to, and then you have a sophomore that's like, here's the school. And they show you the school, and you do all sorts of activities and stuff like that. You wear overalls, and you paint them and stuff like that. You guys, I knew you were virtue signalers, but I didn't know you were signaling like that hard. Stop saying frosh. That's what it's called, man. You don't get it, man. School got rid of it for negative connotations. Yeah, I can understand that. There's a lot of like, hey, you've never drank before? Come to this kegger real quick. And the engineers, they were kind of like, they were telling their frosh to like sizzle like bacon and shit like that. What does that mean? They would like, get on the floor, frosh, and sizzle like bacon. And then you go, I mean, I didn't do it because I was in arts and sciences, so we were just happy to be there. But what the hell are you talking about? You don't know shit about that. You don't know shit about that. This happened, man. You weren't there in 06. You weren't there in September 06, okay? Things were different then. It was a different world that I would give anything to go back. Not really, though, because I probably did do some permanent damage to some of my internal organs with my lifestyle, but it was only 4 years because I didn't get accepted in any master's programs, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't know shit about that. You wouldn't even know about that, man.
Was everything all right? Everything is not okay. All I heard was like, you don't understand. He's sick. He should not be screaming.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. You know it's kinda hard just to get along today. Our subject isn't cool, but he fakes it anyway. He may not have a clue and he may not have style, but everything he lacks, well, he makes up in denial. So don't debate, play us straight. Woo! You know he really doesn't get it anyway. Gonna play the field and keep it real. For you no way, for you no way. So if you don't rate, just overcompensate. At least you know you can always go on Ricky Lake. Woo! The world needs wannabes. So hey, do that brand new thing. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly. He needs some cool tunes, not just any will suffice. But they didn't have ice cubes, so he bought vanilla ice. Now cruising in his Pinto, he sees homies as he pass. But if he looks twice, they're gonna kick his lily ass. So don't debate a player straight. Woo! You know he really doesn't get it anyway. Gonna play the field and keep it real. For you no way, for you no way. So if you don't rate, just overcompensate. At least you know you can always go on Ricky Lake. The world loves wannabes. Hey, hey, do that brand new thing. Now he's getting a tattoo, yeah, he's getting ink done. He asked for a 13, but they drew a 31 cent phrase. Trying too hard, and he's not quite hip. But in his own mind, he's the dopest trip. Give it to me, baby. Boom, boom. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. So don't debate a player straight. You know he really doesn't get it anyway. Gonna play the field and keep it real. For you no way, for you no way. Just say that you rate, just overcompensate. At least you know you can always go on Ricky Lake. The world needs wannabes and woo! The world loves wannabes and let's get some more wannabes and hey, hey, do that brand new thing.
Yay!
Yeah, that was easy.
That was pretty good, man.